This video is about replacing a broken control panel cover lock of a Beomaster 8000 with a 3D printed part. For more information, please visit my blog at beolover.blogspot.com or go to my website at www.beolover.com. Here you see the problem at hand, a completely damaged control panel cover lock. The previous owner cut off the protruding plastic parts. This here shows the same part in its pristine condition from a different Beomaster. So the task at hand was to take measurements of this part and make a 3D printed reproduction so I could replace this mutilated part here. Here you see the original part extracted from the control panel in comparison with the part that I drew up in Autodesk Inventor. The important features are that the angle between the part that's being pressed down and the part that holds the aluminum cover in place is precisely right, and also that the part that holds the aluminum cover has this protruding sharp edge which fits into that notch that is in the aluminum part. Another important feature is the round protrusion that holds the spring in place, and so one needs to make sure that this here has exactly the right diameter so that the original spring still fits on it. Here you see the printed part in comparison with the damaged original part. The spring is still attached to the original part. You can clearly see the layers that the printer built up to make this part. So it's pretty obvious that this part is challenging the resolution of the printer. It's only about 8 millimeters in height. This was printed on a Stratasys U-print. The advantage of this printer is that it prints with a support matrix, and that allows to print a small part with a lot of precise detail. In the following, I want to show how to replace the parts. The first step is, of course, to take out the control panel. I have another video posted about that where I demonstrate how to exchange the signal strength meter in the control panel. So once the control panel is out and the PCB has been removed, we essentially see this here. Now the lock is obscured by one of these clamps that holds down the PCB that supports the push buttons of the control panel. So the first step is to take out this clamp. We see that here, so with some pliers, this just comes off fairly easily. And now the next step is to take out the lock. So for this we have to push out this pin, and then the lock comes out. So with pliers we can push this pin about halfway out. So this we see here. It's good to hold it against this point so one doesn't damage these plastic parts here. And now the next step is to use a screwdriver or something pointed to get the pin out all the way. It turns out that a small hex wrench is very convenient to push the shaft out all the way. So at this point we can take out the damaged lock and exchange the spring. The spring comes off easily, we just have to pull it off these round protrusions. And now we can stick it on the new part. Here we go. And now we can put the new lock in. We use the pliers again to get the shaft through the lock. And that's about it. Here you see it. It is in place and it looks pretty much like the original one, except that we can see those layers from the printer a little bit. So now it's time to try this out. Well, that seems to work pretty well. This concludes my video about replacing a broken control panel cover lock of a Beomaster 8000. If you're interested in this part, just send me an email. Like all my parts, this is available to the community. Thanks for watching.